My next guest is in my top 5 of music makers in history. And so glad he's back and so glad he's stopped by and have a little chat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Debarge to the Brian Mcknight Show. Oh man, it is, we've been back talking probably a couple of months now, but man, I tell you, seeing you doing well, seeing you back thinking musically and doing the things you're doing, it really warms my heart to have you back, man.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for having me.
But before we get into all the present, let's go back. I want to take you back to the 80s.
Okay.
When I first became familiar. You know, your brothers were in Switch.
Right.
And they had a very distinct way of singing. But I understand by watching a couple of the documentaries they've done on y'all that you didn't necessarily want to sing up in that upper register.
Right.
Because it was very much like your brother. I guess it was Bobby.
Right. Bobby.
We'll talk a little bit about that.
Well, I didn't want to come off like I was sounding like Bobby, but actually I was intimidated by Bobby.
Is that right?
To tell you the truth, because Bobby was he was so perfect. Every time he opened up his mouth, you know, I was a perfectionist, but he was perfect.
Okay.
You know, and it's like, see, he never could flaw when he sang. And so I'm in there like, you know, okay, let me do it again. Now I'm going to do it till I get it right. But it's like every time he opened up his mouth, it was always right the first time. And it sounded so good and it felt so good. And I was like, and he was my mentor, and he was the one that was teaching me and trying to bring me out of my shell.
Well, it's good to get that encouragement. You know, everything pretty much that I've done, it's been solo. But it must have been pretty incredible to grow up with your family members actually right there doing the work with you, and you being the architect of the sound, man. That had to be a blessing.
Yes, it was a great blessing. I was very much encouraged to be myself by my brother Bobby, and by all my siblings for that matter. Just be yourself, El. We had what we call a praise team. We would always just praise each other. Now we had the healthy competition too, right. Like, oh man, that was whack, you know. But it was like we was just trying to geek each other up. Right. But we always said nice things about each other. If you wrote a song, we got behind it. Everybody got behind it. We harmonized with it, and we brought it home, so to speak.
Right. You know, we could talk about these songs all day. I want to talk about a couple in particular. Love Me in a Special Way. Tell me about the day that song came about.
You know, strangely enough, I was driving down the 101 freeway when I wrote that song. And I was trying to get to Mr. Gordy's house on time, but I was already late. And the pressure from that, I just started writing Love Me in a Special Way. I don't know why being on the freeway and on my way to Mr. Gordy's house inspired that, but it did.
Sometimes that happens. I used to beat on the dashboard to try to get the beat, to get everything together. People would be amazed at how many songs are written that way. Now, let's move on to All This Love.
Okay, All This Love. I was sitting next to my brother Randy in the studio, and we were waiting on the engineer to fix something that was broke. And so I went and sat at the baby grand, and I was just playing those chords. What do you call them? 2/5 chords. Right. I was playing those chords, and Randy just started humming over and over again. And just because we just have such a beautiful love for one another in my family, his spirit was so beautiful to me. It just inspired. I just started singing, I had some problems, no one could see. You know, another strange way to write a song, but we've always inspired each other. We've always been very close like that.
My all-time favorite, Time Will Reveal. Because the changes, the way you get from point A to point B and back are not the typical. When I hear a piece of music, most of the time, I see it. I know what it looks like. I can sit down and pretty much play it. I mean, I don't have total recall, but I'm close. But that song, I actually had to sit down and say, okay, now he went here. Oh, wait, from the intro all the way. Tell me about that.
I had no idea. I was just following what I was feeling. I was 16 years old when I wrote that song.
Man. See, now, that's not even fair, man. 16?
I was 16.
Okay, continue.
And my brother Chico, if it wasn't for him, I would have never recorded it. I thought it was whack. I did. I was like, nobody wants to hear it. This is corny.
Wow.
And he said, well, Al, just do me a favor. Just record it for me, all right? Just record it for me. I said, it's never going to be a single. He said, okay, well, just put it on the album. Don't worry about it.
Wait a second. Hold on. Let's back up. What can I do to make you feel secure? Remove all your doubts so that you know for sure that you're the apple of my eye. That's just, you were able to give all of us who wanted to be lovers the words to say to someone that we really wanted to tell them how we felt.
Wow.
Honestly, that I'm 13 or 14 years old, like, man, I'll never be able to write that, but at least I can use it. Say, excuse me, baby, I wrote this. It goes like this. I've never seen it. Just plagiarize you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do that.
I know everybody always tells me, they say, man, I scored so many points, put it that way, with the ladies off your songs. I'm like, well, how come everybody else is getting action off my songs? What about me?
That's great.
When am I going to get some action off my songs?
Let's fast forward, man. I was going to touch on this for a moment. You spent some time. You were incarcerated for some things. And I don't want to dwell on that part.
Okay.
Seeing you now and understanding what it must have taken for you to go through that and now have a new lease on life, how does your outlook, how you view yourself and moving forward, how has it been affected by what's happened, and how are you going to move forward?
I've already begun moving forward. It's all behind me. First of all, I started doing drugs because I chose to do it. It wasn't any pressure from anybody. I just said one day, you know what? I just want to I'm tired. I'm tired of being responsible. I'm tired of being the one to carry the load all the time. What's the cheapest way out of this? What's time out of mind for me? I need some kind of cop-out. And I started doing drugs. I didn't realize that it was going to catch me like it did. It's nothing to play with. Nothing at all to play with. And I knew one day that I would have to go to prison. Something had to stop me. I just knew it in my spirit. I said, I'm going to end up going to prison because I can't seem to shake this thing. But that was God's way of intervening in my life, because that was the worst thing that could have happened to me, man, was going there. But it gave me time to get my willpower back. I got my willpower back now, and I'm on the road, man. I feel brand new.
And I can feel that energy from you, and I love the fact that that's able to happen, because you know what? A lot of people could have taken that as the last step and gone further down. And the fact that you understand that and you use that for something positive, that I commend you on that. And brother, just stay on that, and let's make some music.
Yes,
and let's, I understand you did a show recently in LA at the Conga Room.
At the Conga Room.
And I know it must have made you feel, because as performers sometimes we don't know. You show up at the show, maybe they're going to be a certain way. People will tell you, oh, well, the LA crowd is going to be this, that, and the other. But I know that they showed up for you and they loved you. How'd that make you feel?
Oh, wow. I was scared. I was scared. I was like, because I saw the opening acts come on before me, and people were like talking through their acts and just having a good time. And as soon as I hit the stage, Brian, you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
And people were looking in my throat. And they was like, I could see people out, they were going like, okay, I'm waiting on him to hit a bad note. Like, do I have to give him some sympathy applause or what? And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing up here? Yeah. But by the help of God, I made it through. And then they embraced me. And I could feel the love coming from the audience, and it gave me so much strength. Then I started getting geeked up, and I started getting into it. And I said, okay, let's do another one. Let's do another one. And I got standing ovations after each song. Wow. And I was like, wow, this is incredible.
It's just a testament to your talent, man, and how much we all love you and want to see you back in your rightful place. And it's happening. It's great to see.
Thank you, Brian.
Now, you know you can't come on the show without singing something, so we'll head over to this piano
all right.
and get it in.